Hello. Today you're going to practice solving word problems that use trig, mostly using angle of elevation and depression. And then you'll have some practice on angle of elevation and depression problems. And tomorrow you'll have some tougher word problems to practice. So, calculate the area of a regular pentagon whose sides each measure 5 centimeters. So I'll get you set up. At any point, you should pause and try to solve it yourself. So there's a regular pentagon, and we will divide this into 5 congruent triangles. And those are isosceles triangles. So each side is 5. And we know to get the area, you need the apothem, or the height of each of those triangles. So you can actually solve this with the help of trig. So what you want to do is figure out the angle measures. Okay, so we know that these are isosceles triangles. So the altitude is also the median. So that gives you 2.5 centimeters. Now let's figure out the angles. Well, we know it's a regular pentagon. So each interior angle is 180 times 5 minus 360, and then you divide by the number of angles. So that would be 540 divided by 5 is 108. So each interior angle is 108. So then the angle marked in this diagram is half of that. So 54 degrees. So let me zoom in on that triangle. So you have a 54-degree angle, and we have 2.5 centimeters. So now we want to get the height. So here's h. So you have a right triangle. You have the 54-degree angle. The height is the opposite leg. The 2.5 is the adjacent leg. So we will say the tangent of 54 degrees equals h over 2.5. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode. So you would say 2.5 times tangent of 54. So the height is 3.44 centimeters. So now the area will be A equals 1/2 base times height times the number of triangles. And this is all in centimeters, so 0.5 times 5 times 3.44 times 5. It's about 43 centimeters squared. So there you go. So now we have to learn about angle of elevation and angle of depression. So let's say I'm flying in an airplane here, and we have Matt here in the tower. Okay, Matt is looking up at me at what we call an angle of elevation. That's here, angle 1. I'm looking down at Matt at an angle of depression. And notice angle 2 is the angle of depression. It's the angle with respect to the horizontal. The angle of elevation is congruent to the angle of depression. Okay? The angle of elevation is congruent to the angle of depression. All right, here. Let's see. We want to find the distance between me and Matt. Okay. We are able to tell the angle of elevation is 58 degrees. We also know, based on some measurement from the airplane, that I'm flying at a height of 1,000 meters. Let's find the straight line distance between the two of us. Okay, so here's the picture. We have a 58-degree angle. We have the opposite leg, and we have the hypotenuse. So that's sine of 58 degrees equals 1,000 over x. So we could say sine of 58 times x equals 1,000. So we divide 1,000 divided by the sine of 58, 1179.18 meters. Okay, so open to your vocabulary, angle of elevation and angle of depression. And all I want you to do is, you're going to write, it's the angle from horizontal upwards at an object. And then you can sketch a picture. And then angle of depression is the angle from horizontal downwards at an object. And it's really important. It's with the horizontal. So keep that in mind as we work through some problems. All right, so these are actually right from your textbook, but I have them right here in your notes. But if you wanted to look in your text, it's page 628, 1 through 4. Go ahead and read number 1 silently to yourself. Okay, so let's draw a picture. So the kite has 800 meters of string. There's the kite. There's the palace. And we have the angle of 35 degrees. How far away was the palace from the general's position? So there's the right triangle. So label, hypotenuse, adjacent. So AH, SOHCAHTOA. Oh, let's write SOHCAHTOA. There you go. So cosine 35 degrees equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Cross multiply. $655.32 meters. Okay, let's do another one here. At any point, pause, try it, and then check. Okay, Benny is flying a kite directly over his friend Frank, who is 125 meters away. When he holds the kite string down to the ground, the string makes a 39-degree angle with the level ground. How high is Benny's kite? So here's Benny, here's Frank. They're 125 meters apart. We want to know how high is the kite. So that's this length. You're going to draw pictures for all of these, even if they end up being the silliest pictures. Draw a picture. Okay, which trig ratio will help us here? X is labeled opposite leg, 125 is adjacent leg, so that's tangent. Tangent of 39 degrees equals x over 125. Go ahead and cross multiply. 101.22 meters. And a way to see if that makes sense, see, it's a 39-degree angle. That's less than 45 degrees, so that means there's less height to width. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but 45 is where it's evened out, so it should be a little less. So that looks good. Okay, number 3. The angle of elevation from a ship to the top of a 42-meter lighthouse on the shore measures 33 degrees. Okay, so here's the lighthouse. Here's the ship. Okay. And we have a 33-degree angle of elevation. Remember, that also means the angle of depression is 33. So if they could have given you the angle of depression. We want to know how far the ship is to shore, and it's a 42-meter lighthouse. All right, let's set it up. Pause. Try it. Okay, tan 33 equals 42 over x. Opposite leg over adjacent leg. Cross multiply. $64.67. I think the homework is going to have you round to the nearest tenth, so 1 decimal place. There you go. And the last one for today. A salvage ship sonar locates wreckage at a 12-degree angle of depression. Here's the water. Okay, so here's the boat. 12 degrees, not to scale. A diver is lowered 40 meters to the ocean floor. How far does the diver need to walk along the ocean floor to get to the wreckage? So there's your picture. Remember, angle of depression is from horizontal. So you can either use alternate interior angles to say that these are equal, or you could even use the fact that these are complementary. So let's see, 78. Yep, 78. So you could use either one. So you could say tan of 12 degrees equals 40 over x, or you could have said tan of 78 equals x over 40, right? Lots of choices. So either way, we will get an answer of 188.19 meters. Okay, so you'll have some practice problems tonight on Go Formative, so you can check those answers. If you get it incorrect, please check your answers and try to fix it. If you have questions, email. Have a great day. Bye-bye.